All right, nothing like a workout and a podcast interview here from Powerhouse Gym in South Hackensack. We're here with actor, model Sid O'Connell. Sid, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys? What's up?
Really good, man. Long time coming here to do this podcast, and we want to thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure.
So, what do you, growing up now, where did you usually grow up at?
Well, I was born in Manhattan, and then back in 1981, my mom moved us up to Monticello, New York, and where I lived till went to school, finished high school, graduated in '87. Then had a friend of mine who lived in Union City. I used to come up during the summer times because Dad owned a bungalow colony up there. So he was like, "Dude, you should come down. There's nothing up here for you. Like, if you ever been upstate New York, when the summer's over, it becomes a ghost town." So he said, "Come down, move down to Jersey." And I was right out of high school. I was bored. I needed a change of scenery and everything. Packed my bags and I left. And I moved to Union City at 18. And I've pretty much been in Jersey, my whole life. And so, yeah.
So you're more Jersey now. You consider yourself more Jersey.
I consider myself more of a New Jersey. Yeah, I'm a Jersey boy. Yeah.
So talk about all right. Well, so obviously take a look at this guy's physique.
I didn't start working out literally, dude, till I was 25.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just I had no interest really in it, until I was 25, and that's because I moved to Pittsburgh. I lived in Pittsburgh for 3 years. Something happened in New York where I had to pack my bags and bounce. So I needed a new destination. So I moved to Pittsburgh, and I was bartending out there part time. Met a couple of people who were independent wrestlers, and and at that time I was still tall but skinny. And they're like, "Oh man, you should give it a try. I know the school. We'll go." And so yeah, I went along, and I did it for 3 years. Probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. I've traveled all over Kentucky, Tennessee, Toledo, Ohio, here to Jersey. And then I moved back to Jersey in '98. Then I got into a car accident, messed up my back, my knees, my neck, and my wrestling career was pretty much done. Yeah, and then I think it was 9 months later, I met a friend of mine up here. I met a guy here who trained up in Parsippany with Snooker, Jimmy Superfly Snooker. He was like, "Oh," we were talking one day, and he was like, "Oh, I should bring you up there, and you should check him, go see him and talk to him." So I went up, and Snooker looked at me. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, I'll train with him for 6 months." But every time I hit the mat, dude, I saw stars because my neck was still messed up. So I just said, "You know what? That's it, dude." And then I ended up getting married at 30. I had my son Jaden, and reality kicked in. And I said, "Oh, well, gotta get a real job."
So now, had you not gotten into a car accident, do you think you would have continued your wrestling career?
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, without a doubt. And I probably would have made it far. I was young, 30 years old, my early 20s. I mean, my late 20s. Yeah, I probably would have, who knows? Who knows what the possibilities would have been? I would have pushed myself hard enough to make it because the truth is, I had a tryout with ECW before they shut down. And I did a house show, one match, and they loved me. And then they went belly under. So, what could have happened? I have no clue. But I believe everything happens for a reason. So, that didn't work out for me. I moved on from that. I got into the Carpenters Union. I've been doing that for 17 years. And, 6 years ago, I got into acting. And it's probably the best decision I've ever made in my life. And at first, the first 2 years, it was kind of like a little hobby of mine. Because I was only doing background work for the first 3 months when I started. I ended up doing a commercial with that sign, that Gangnam Style guy. yeah, whatever. But it was a big commercial. It was for overseas. It was I was featured to right next to him, and then I met a girl on set, and she was like, "Oh my God, do you have an agent?" And I was like, "No, I just started doing this, 3 months ago." She's like, "Oh my God, you're built like a superhero." So she goes, let me, send me your information, your headshots, whatever. And she goes, "I'll send it to my agent." So I'm like, all right. So I sent it the next day. And this was probably right around the time Sandy hit us.
Okay.
So I sent her over the information. I think it was a week later, this agency reached back to me, and they said, he said, oh man, we love your look. We would love for you to come in. We want to meet. And then when Sandy hit, everything was kind of put off for like a couple months. Yeah. And then when everything kind of cleared up, they called me back, and he goes, come in. So I went in. We talked for an hour. I signed, and it was good. I mean, it was great to have an agent, but when you're built like this, and their agency was built, their agency really just only handles guys that are all built like me. So unless you're going out a lot, you're going to get pushed aside. They're going to push the guys who are going more out, and it's the business. I get it. I had to learn that the hard way. But I ended up doing a show, Mysteries of Laura, on NBC, and it was a really great part, and it was probably like one of the ones that was really kind of should have put me a little up further, but they dropped the ball on me, because once that show came out, I didn't have an audition for 6 months. Nothing. And when I finally got an audition from them, it was like to do background in a music video, and that was kind of my turning point, saying, I just need new representation. I need a new focus on where I want my career to go. And ever since signing with my new manager, everything has changed. Like everything has gotten so much for the better. And this year, I came in with a boom for whatever. It seemed like 2 shows on Amazon Prime. I have a movie coming out in April.
Well, you can mention the shows. Mention the shows.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. So I have one show that I'm a part of. It's called Millenniums. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm in episode 4, but you have to watch the whole season. 6 episodes. It's actually a comedy. It's a great show. And then a buddy of mine, my buddy Gerard, him and I, we worked on he wrote the short called The War Within. It's about a soldier suffering from PTSD. And that actually picked up, Amazon Prime picked that up, and I play a psychologist in that. So what I'm trying to do, and they're both on Amazon Prime, so it's The War Within, and the TV show's Millenniums. But what I'm just trying to do now is that I want to do. See, in the past, because of the way I'm built and like the way I look, you get
stereotyped in a way.
Exactly. So they look at you and go, oh, he's just big enough to stand in a corner, you always die in a film or something. Nah, I'm talented. And I'm not saying I'm talented to pat myself on the back. I busted my ass for 6 years.
You got range. You got your
I do. I have serious. Yeah. And it surprisingly, I did a short film about 2 years ago. It's called The Weary Traveler. And I play Frankenstein's monster. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Oh no, we did our homework.
Oh, you did your homework. So, and dude, like when I did that film, up to that point, it was like everything I did was like the dialogue was so short. It wasn't really
2 or 3 lines.
2 or 3 lines here and there. But when I did this Weary Traveler, like I literally had to change my voice. And if you watched it, dude, there's so much dialogue and so much emotion that went into this character. I literally, I busted my ass on it for 2 days. And, we shot it in California, and the weather was like 114 degrees. And in that cave where we filmed it, it was maybe 100 degrees. So, picture this, I'm in all this makeup, a wig, costume, and it was good, man. And so when people finally saw it, everybody was kind of astonished. And they're like, dude, I didn't know you were that good.
Everybody was astonished except yourself, basically.
No, well, I mean...
Because you knew you could do it. Or you wanted the opportunity.
You know what it was?
To do it.
I knew I could do something better than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
And I just needed the opportunity. And my friend gave me that opportunity, to really project what I'm able to do as an actor. And it worked out great. And, to this day, that film is probably my proudest work I've done, to date. Because I literally really worked really hard on that,
So when you, for example, take the decision to go into acting and then you put the wrestling career, behind you, what did you feel you had, like, what did you do? What were the steps before that you, like, listen, I have to go to classes?
The truth is, man, I've never taken a class since the day I started. Now, eventually, down the road, I would love to. I'm going to. But I'm a natural actor. for whatever reason, it just comes natural to me. I don't, I think I've dealt with enough pain in my life in general, where it's easy for me to reach those emotions when you have to put them on camera. But also at the same time, if you have a shitty director, no matter how good you are, it's not going to work, because sometimes you need that person to pull out something from you, and you work well together. And fortunately, over the last two years, I've worked with some really great directors who know how to direct and not just direct the scene, but direct an actor. Say, listen, that's great the way you're giving it to me, but let's try it this way. And if you just listen and pay attention, it comes out. You just have to bring that out in yourself. And that's something I've been able to do better, because I think it is a reason is that I've had so many great auditions over the last 2 years. Didn't get a lot of them, but it's a learning experience, and that's how you get better. If you just keep practicing. With my schedule, with work, construction and everything else going on, the gym. I want to take classes, but unfortunately, I didn't have time, or in my head I didn't make time. But I've worked in other ways to make myself better as an actor, and I'm just, it's a natural talent for me. It's a natural ability for me to be in front of the camera and just do what I do.
You're obviously outgoing. You obviously, have that if factor.
Can't tell nobody that.
I remember us coming into the
town already.
Oh man! I remember us coming into the gym, and me and Brian were thinking, man, this guy's a wrestler. He's got to do something like that, or you just have that personality. It's very infectious and stuff like that.
Oh, thank you.
How do you, for example, when you go for a part, how do you handle rejection? Because you're gonna get no's, and you're going to how does that? You're very positive. How does that get you? Does it discourage you, or do you just, all right, you know what, it's an experience, and I just go on to the next one?
You know what? When I first started, I didn't handle rejection very well. I would go into an audition, and I tanked a lot of them at first. I would go in, and I'd be just my nerves, my stomach would be shot, sweating. I feel like I have to go to the bathroom all the time. And then you do the audition, and some of them were great. And a lot of them I tanked in the beginning. And then, I would leave the office, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope I get this, and it would eat at me for days. Yeah. And then you didn't get it. But, I've gotten listen, I did a global, how I got into SAG itself is that I did a global Budweiser commercial with Jay-Z, 4 years ago. And that was great for me. It didn't do much, but the money was great. I got a lot of residual checks. That was good.
How was that? How was that getting to see Jay-Z that close, and lots of people don't even get to,
Let me just say this: I'm not one to. I really don't talk bad about people, and it's not my thing. But he wasn't the most nicest person to work with. No, so we'll just leave it at that. It was a learning experience too. I had a great time. It was really probably one of my first major productions to be on. It was actually bigger than that one I did with that Korean guy, Psy. This production was a lot bigger. It was more, it was on a broader scale. Budweiser, dude. But yeah, the experience was great. He wasn't too much of a nice person, so it is what it is, and we moved on from it. All right, what was it? Where else? I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah, see, because I kind of swerved you there. We talked about rejection, then we went to Jay-Z.
Oh, so the rejection thing. So, so basically, like I said, the first couple of years was rough for me. Because, I would, you would hope, because, oh my God, I'm going to be an actor, or I'm doing this, and, I'm going on auditions, and it didn't work out. So those first 2 years, it really, really bugged me, dude. It ate at me, and it just was like, oh my God, dude, I can't believe I knew. And then, you walk out sometimes and you say to yourself, when you killed an audition, and when you shit on it. And I shit on a lot, but I also killed a lot. And those ones that you killed, you leave and you're going, oh man, I fucking killed it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it. And then you didn't get it. Yeah. So then it became such a hassle. But over the last, I'd say 2.5 years, my mindset has changed. So what I've done is that when I go for an audition, I just, I do it. And when I walk out that door, it's behind me. And I say to myself, and I've said to myself, over the last couple of years that If it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's not, something better will always come along. And as long as I keep working hard at everything I'm doing, eventually things will fall into place. So it doesn't faze me anymore. I mean, listen, I've had a lot of great auditions for a lot of big shows, films. I didn't get a lot of them. Why? Who knows? It's not up to me. It's a casting director could love what you're doing and love your look and love your ability to act and your talent, and they can send your stuff to executive producers and they go, well, yeah, he has too many tattoos, or it's too big, or it's not the right look of what we're looking for, and they go a different way. But you can't take it personal because it's business, and once you learn the business, it doesn't become personal anymore. You don't take it personally. You just say to yourself, okay, that didn't work out. We'll wait for the next thing to come along. But this year, and as of last year, I ended up being diagnosed with lung cancer in August. I had a small tumor on my right lung, and it was very difficult for me to deal with. And I literally, when I tell you I shut down, I shut down. So during this time, I started my chemo, I think it was in September, and I put it off for like a month. And I was struggling with the whole thing, saying to myself, I think it'll just go away. Like most men, you get sick or whatever the case is. Yeah, denial. And, I've lost a lot of family. I lost my mom to cancer, so, 14 years ago, it was rough. So when I found out, you freak out, dude, because my son, my girlfriend at the time, like, oh my God, what if this takes my life, and then I leave everyone behind.
So Sid, you kind of like on this high of on the roller coaster, you're successful, and then all of a sudden you find out your mortality. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, wow, you go from one point to another point, right?
Yeah. Not to say that I ever thought I was immortal, but yeah, it tests your mortality, man. It tests your it's going to test your strength, and honestly, it took me months to get my head back to normal. But, the funny thing is that when I got sick, and I lost so much weight, because before I was sick, I was probably like 280 pounds. And during that course of time, I dropped down to like 220. I was like, not frail, but I was like just shredded. And then I ended up getting a part in a movie working with Danny Trejo. And it's called Bare-Knuckle Brawler. It's a martial arts action film. Something I've been dying to do since I started. Because I'm just an action junkie, dude. Like growing up, man, I watched Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Van Damme, and and all these.
Well, you're in the right time now because there's like a resurgence now in action movies.
Big guys, come on, look at me. So I did this film, and I shot for 3 days straight, just fight scenes. And dude, exhausted, because I think I was already in my second chemo treatment, and the first two were really like high doses, and they were strong. And I put myself, when I'm on camera, or like when I'm doing anything that acting wise, excuse me, I give it 110%. Like there's no half-assing with me. I'm focused. I go in there. I'll do the work. So 3 days straight of filming fight scenes in a fucking closed like building, no ventilation, it's smoky, man, it's just people everywhere. I pushed through. It was like the first day I was so dehydrated, I was like cramping up like the 5th hour. These guys, they had to put water on me and give me water.
IVs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it was great experience. But I can tell you this, man. This movie comes out, and I think it's supposed to be out April or May. It's going to open up a few more doors because I'm literally in the opening scene and the closing scene. Can't really give too much away about it, but I look good.
So how was it like working with Danny Trejo? And also too, we know Mike Verna there. He mentioned the show too. Do you remember working with him too?
Yeah. He's a wrestler too. Yeah. Oh, Mike was awesome, dude. We had so much fun. And if you spoke to him, dude, like we busted our ass. Everyone involved in that film worked their asses off. And whether it was background, there's crew, lighting, directors, producers, and all the other actors, man, And I believe this movie is going to be great when it comes out, man. And it's definitely going to change. It's going to open up a lot of doors for a lot of people. You know, hopefully, by the grace of God, it does what it's supposed to do. You know, and when people see it, hopefully they love it.
Right, so the trendsetter's been patient here, so definitely want to give the trendsetter an opportunity to ask his questions here to Sid O'Connell.
Oh, yeah.
This is why I don't give him the microphone, because he just likes to hog it. He's just a mic hog. He likes the camera attention and stuff like that. But something I wanted to ask you is you talked about how like all this upbringing, rejection, and dealing with all the not going to class for acting, but kind of being a natural actor. Do you think a lot of your pro wrestling skills of learning how to draw an audience, learn how to do promos, that helped you in that process?
I have to tell you something funny. So while filming Bare-Knuckle Brawler, my character is his name is Creel. And he's more of he was just he was a street fighter. He's just a brawler. He's not a martial artist. He's just a hardcore brawler, killing machine. So when I got to set and we had to film this movie, no one gave me a lot of detail of the character. Just basically, he's a street brawler. He's a killer. He enjoys it in the ring.
So figure it out. And I brought this character to life. And the funny thing is that you talk about my wrestling background, and you can ask Mike if you ever talked to him. They were like, dude, you wrestled before? Because the way I was moving in the ring, it all came back to me. Yeah. And what I brought to the character is that I brought back that old, late 80s, 90s style, just very, into the crowd and everything. And dude, and every time we filmed a take, when the director yelled cut, he would run out to the ring and be like, oh my God, dude. He's like, that was awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. And it just, in 3 days of filming and being sick as I was, I said to myself, I have to really give everything I have to this character. And every day on set, dude, he just evolved more and more and more until you get to the final day of filming. And when you guys see this movie, when it comes out, you're going to look at that character and go, oh shit, yeah, he did exactly what that was. And it was, dude, it was awesome.
All right, so you mentioned working out, and you're here at Powerhouse Gym in South Hackensack, New Jersey, the house. What are you trying to do right now with your physique? It's just maintain it, trying to get mass, trying to lean out? What are you trying to do right now?
Well, the thing is, when I was sick, in September, I met Guy Del Corso, who's a coach for, MPC, and we became great friends, and we decided that we talked for a little while, and during the whole thing of me going through the cancer, I had some personal issues I was dealing with, just life shit, and I just needed a balance, and I need to get myself back to being focused. So we talked about me competing in March, doing men's physique, first time ever doing it. I've never competed before, and it kind of put me back into focus about what, just having more structure, because at that point, man, my head was still, I was all over the place. Whether I'm coming or going, and it helped me just get myself back to saying, all right, I need to get to the gym every day, despite if I'm sick or not. And after your chemo, I would take 2 or 3 days off because that shit would just kill me. So then, just the workouts every day, because every time he sent me a workout the night before, I'm like, oh, I can't miss my gym. I have to go. So we did that, and then I went to my doctor. It was probably about a month ago, and we did the blood work and stuff, and everything is getting back to normal. But I made a decision that with everything I have going on with my acting career right now, and things are really literally starting to pick up, that competing really isn't for me. And it really, it was on my bucket list. I've always wanted to do it, but it's not something that I want to put myself through. You know what I mean? It's just, dieting is one thing, but the amount of shit you physically, mentally, you're gonna push yourself. It's not for me. So what I want to do is that I really just want to focus on my acting career. So as for me staying in shape right now, I'm just trying to just maintain, a good physique. Because when you get on camera, I want to look good. If the director said, "Hey Sid, you want to do this scene without a shirt on?" No problem. You know?
Don't ask me twice.
It's already off.
It's already off. That's it. Yeah, so basically that's what I'm just trying to maintain. You know, right now I'm probably sitting at, I think like 258. And I'm leaning out a little more, but it looks better on camera. Like I remember when I first started, you know, I was like 290 pounds. No one's gonna take you that serious when you're that big on camera. You know, oh, you're too big. Yeah, you need to put you in the back. But if you have a decent physique and you can act and, you know, you look more of an athlete, I think you'll go a lot farther. You know, I'm not trying to, regardless, I look big on camera. You know, I just don't want to be that big anymore or that big guy. I'd rather be in great shape and be healthy. Yeah, that's it.
What's your message to somebody, for example, like who's kind of discouraged and kind of maybe wants to seek out like someplace like to get positive energy? Like, would the gym be one of those places that you would recommend? Hey, go here, commit to it, and you'll definitely see changes. Well, just someone that's like maybe, you know, needs that kind of motivation. You think the gym is a great place to?
Yes, but you have to want to do it. You know, this is basically really a lifestyle. Whether you're a competitor, whether you're doing it for your acting or a model or, you know, whatever it is you want to, you know, if you decide that this is going to be a part of your life, then you really have to be committed to it. And you have to want to do it. You have to want to be here. Because trust me when I tell you, man, I've had a lot of people in the past, oh, Sid, I want to come work out. They want to train with you. 3 weeks in, they stop coming. Like, dude, you're like, I can't. You don't have to keep up with me. You know, you just do what you feel is best for you. But they, you know, people quit, and that's their decision. That's their path. You know, you rather sit on the couch and eat a couple fucking Twinkies. That's your business. You know, I like Twinkies, but I'd rather come in here and bust my ass for 3 hours, and then get the results. You know, feel better. You know, one thing is funny to me is that years ago, it was probably like 2009. You know, before that, I was always like, you know, I was always big, but I was just big and husky. You know, like always walk around like 300 pounds, and then I ended up having knee surgery, and I dropped a lot of weight. So I got lean. So I decided like, oh, this is the way I need to. You know, I just need to have my abs back. And the funny thing is, Jada, my son, he was probably like 9 at the time. And, you know, I coached him in baseball since he was 5 till like he was like 13. But we'd be down at the baseball field, like, you know, coaching, you know, teaching the kids. And, you know, I'd be out there in the summertime with no shirt on. And he would always say to me, he's like, dude, really? He's like, can you put a shirt on? I'm like, oh, Daddy got abs now, buddy. I said, gotta show him. So, you know, even to this day, he always cracks with me about it. But I always say to him, I'm like, dude, I mean, how many of your friends' dads?
He's a dilf. There you go.
Looks like he's like none of them.
You're into MILFs, right? So he's a dilf. He's a dilf.
Yeah. But it's just funny. That's the way that's just something we always crack up about. I'm like, dude, how many of your friends look like this? You know? He's like, none of them. Well, there you go. So when I walk around with no shirt on, I'm, you know,
because Daddy earned it. That's why.
Busting my ass.
Now you mentioned Jaden. He's your son, and obviously you probably enjoy the way he's talking about him. He just goes. Is he the same? Is he the opposite of you, or is he the same as you? Does he want to get into what you're doing, or is he like the opposite?
Jaden, he's a lot like me. I mean, listen, kid's 17. He's literally my height. You know, we're 6'5". He's a big kid, and he's always been an athlete. He loves his sports. He does great in school, and he's probably just the most sweetest and you know, genuine person, you know, in my life, man. And he's my pride and joy, and he's a blessing every day. But yeah, I believe, you know, when he gets, like, he's starting to work out now with, like, at the high school, you know, because of football and baseball. I don't think he quite, like, I brought him here one day with me, and I was like, come on, we're going to work out together. He's like, ugh. You know, and I was like, I think we were doing pull-ups or something. I was doing pull-ups, and he was like, oh, how many can you do? And I was like, I don't know, I could probably do like 20, 30 at a time. He goes, all right, you do 20, you do 30 at a time, and I'll give you 5. All right, so I do the 30. He jumps up there and he couldn't give me one. He like got halfway up. I'm like, man, you better start working on those. But, you know, he, I think in time, you know, he'll, you know, because listen, like I said, I didn't start working out till I was 25. I had no interest in it whatsoever. But I think, you know, everyone has to find their own path. And he's doing his own thing. And if he really loves, you know, to work out, he'll figure it out. You know, he'll come with me. He'll say to me one day and say, "Oh, I want to go work out with you." I mean, I've asked him numerous times to come with me. You know, his reaction is, "No, you work out like an animal." Again, yeah, but doesn't mean that you have to. You know, I'll teach you the right way of doing things. But you know, I leave it up to him. But yeah, he's a lot like me. You know, we have the same personality. You know, we're just, you know, we got big hearts, man. We're emotional people too, but that, you know, I love him. That's my boy.
You bring up a great point about, you know, we all have to create our own path at one point too. So, you know, obviously we're in the second month now of 2018, so it's kind of still a brand new year. People are, I guess, still trying to get over their New Year's resolutions, so they never make it. Yeah. I don't personally make any anymore, but again, I do make personal goals, things that I do want to accomplish in the new year. What are you looking forward towards now? I mean, we've spoken previously off camera about certain things that you're looking forward to. What personal goals do you hope to achieve in 2018?
Just personal growth. You know, I want to be a. You know, we all make mistakes in our life, and you know, I've made a lot. I mean, listen, I'm 47 years old. I'm not a fucking kid. You know, I've made a lot.
He doesn't look it though.
No, I've made a lot. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, we've all made mistakes. You know, this year, I just wanted to come in. I wanted to start this year off right on a positive note. You know, learn to put whatever pain I've carried with me through my childhood, you know, through all my life, you know, just put everything behind me and move forward. So really, my big goal is just really, you know, personal growth, man. Moving forward with my life, you know, being more positive. And just, you know, being a good person, being a good father, you know, and really moving forward with my acting career. And like I said before, I you know, this year started off with a really great boom for me. You know, I mean, you know, the week into January, you know, I find out I have a show on Amazon Prime. You know, a week after that, I find out, you know, I have a short film on Amazon Prime. And dude, that's a huge platform for anyone. You know, it's just like as much as being on Netflix. And it was a great way for me to go, oh shit, it's starting to pull through. And then I look at, you know, just, you know, some things that are like, you know, the movie Bare-Knuckle Brawler is going to come out in, you know, April or May. I just got doing a couple other short films. And it has something really big I really can't say, but you know, this year I'm going to be working on
But he'll be back to talk about it, though.
I'll be back to talk about it. But I have something huge that's going to be coming up soon. And you know, it's just, the possibilities are endless, man. And you know, when you put up, you know, when you start thinking more positive and you allow the universe to open up to you, you know, what you want, you know, things happen, good things happen. And you just have to be patient. And that's one thing I've had to learn over the years too, is that I'm very impatient, man. Really, honestly, like I suffer from anxiety, and you know, I suffer from, you know, some depression as well. But you know, through therapy and, you know, just working on myself, man, I've learned to put all that bullshit aside. So I just, you know, like I said, man, just moving forward. Every day I get up, you know, I pray. I go to bed every night. I pray. I have really good people, you know, in my corner, who support me and want me to succeed in whatever it is I do. And I cherish those people. You know, those are valuable people in my life. And you know, I'm just moving forward. I'm not going to look back anymore. I'm not going to dwell on what happened or what could have happened. Just work on what we want to happen. And that's what I'm going to do.
And one final one for me is, health-wise, how are you doing though? How's everything going on?
I feel awesome right now. Yeah, I feel great, dude. Man, my energy level's up. My strength is back to normal. And dude, I'm in a good place. You know, mentally, physically, man, I'm a happy dude. You know, I mean,
Would you say it's more important the mental factor and the physical comes along with it?
oh yeah. Well, listen. Here's the thing: if mentally you're not strong, you're not going to be strong physically, because our minds are our worst enemy. You know, once you put that bad shit in your head, you know, those negative thoughts, what happens? You sink into a hole, and you can't pull yourself out of it. Sure. But if you wake up every day and you say, oh, the sun just came out. Oh, that's great. You know, you hear bird chirping. You don't see a fucking flower growing. Whatever. Whatever puts a smile on your face. So, you know, if something puts a smile on your face, try to put a smile on somebody else's face, because you never know. And as you know, as old as that thing is, you know, you never know what people are going through. So try to be, you know, just try to be nice to everybody. I know it's hard. Can't be nice to everybody, but I try to, you know.
See, Trendsetter, you got to be nice to me. See what he's telling you?
Yeah,
You got
nice.
to treat me nice. You can't, you know.
He wasn't specific in what he mentioned when he said nice, but, you know, I'll try since it's 2018. Sid, we thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. I know you're going to go in there and you're gonna tear it up back there, too.
I said nothing like a podcast to start your day before you go to work out.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you should, you know, should be part of a routine.
I
podcast.
actually really enjoyed this, man. I gotta say, thank you very much, guys.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. And before we let you go, where can we find you on social media? Definitely got to plug yourself.
Oh, Instagram, man, Big Sid 65, and I'm on Twitter also. It's same name, Big Sid 65. Facebook, I shut it down because Facebook sucks. It's full of shit. But no, Instagram, dude. I mean, that's
That's very positive about Facebook. Come on, where's the positivity?
You can't be positive about Facebook. Facebook is so over. It's just drawn out with so much garbage, dude.
So many political posts
Yeah.
and so many like just stupid stuff now that like you're better off just going to Instagram
listen, Instagram can be a good thing or it could be a bad thing for you. But I believe if you make it work for yourself and what you really want to put out there, and that's something I've learned over the last month or so, is that try to be a little more positive, and I put more of just about me out there. You don't have to give too much personal information away, but if you're trying to, this is real quick before we go, and this is one thing that I'm very adamant about. My story, we just dove into a little bit here. I've dealt with a lot of ups and downs throughout my life, and one thing about me being an actor, and when you get to a certain level in your career and you move forward, you're on a bigger platform to kind of get your message out. And maybe as I'm growing and I get to a certain level, my whole thing is that I really would love to just help other people, because if you were to know what I've been through and you can hear my story and go, wow, dude, if he did that, or he went through that, and he pulled himself out, and he continued to keep moving forward, that inspires others to do the same. And that's all really what I would love to do. So if me being an actor and being a successful actor helps me get my message out more to more people, then that's what I want to do. It's not about the fucking fame. It's not about the money. That shit will come and go. I would love to be a constant working actor. And it's something that I know in my heart is going to happen. And it'll just help me, get my message out there more for other people. Because really, man, dude, I put on social media, it's probably a couple weeks ago. I put just a message about why I'm not competing and, what I'm really focusing on now, just my acting and staying healthy and taking care of Jaden. Dude, it really reached a lot of people. It touched a lot of hearts, dude. I mean, like, I can't even tell you, like, there was probably maybe 100 and something comments on that post. I've received nothing, and I still receive DMs to this day, just how inspiring that was and how hard it must have been just to put that out there. So if I can do it on that little thing, just something so small as of right now, and imagine when you get to a certain level and you're able to do more. And that's just what I want to do.
I've seen on Instagram you've shared like your tough times, and then you share your positive times. So definitely, you can see a motivational speaker in this guy's resume eventually down the road one day. I mean, obviously. I mean, I'm ready to like kill it today when we work out today, trying to say it.
But it's also the platform you're on, and you know the platform you're on, you do reach people. People do follow you. People follow you on Instagram and social media. Follow your story, follow your journey to it as well. So they kind of feel like they're there with you on that journey.
And I love that, man. I think it's great that I have a lot of people who follow me and support me and you know, dude, there are people who will follow me since I started, you know, acting, and they're just, you know, a lot of people write to me, go, man, I've been following you for like 5-6 years, and just like where you've gone and where you're going is amazing. And that means a lot to me. You know, people write me all the time saying, you know, thank you for encouraging me to, you know, I've been going through hard times, and I'm dealing with this, and, you know, thank you for your post. Your post really, it touched my heart. And you know, that means the world to me, dude. I mean, if you can just touch one, like I say, if you could put a smile on one person's face a day, or you could touch someone's heart, and they can be uplifting for themselves and then for the next person, then you're doing a good thing. You know, I'm not a boaster, man. I'm not, you know, when you guys met me, you know, I didn't say, oh, you know who I am? Yeah, I'm not that. I'm a humble person.
Jeff was a little intimidated meeting you. I was like, what's the worst he could do? Rip her head off?
I pushed him to you talk to him. He's you know.
Yeah, I'm just a regular guy trying to pursue something and make a better life for me and my kid, and encourage and inspire others to follow their dreams, no matter what it is you're doing, no matter what it is you want to do. Chase it. Dude, you know, I started acting at fucking 41 years old.
Yeah. It's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late to really set out and accomplish something or chase something that you really want. Go for it. Don't sit on your ass, man. Do it. You know, if you feel you can't do something, then figure out what else you want to do, and just you know throw caution to the wind sometimes, man. Take a leap of faith. You never know. You never want to live with regret.
No, never. And, you know, we don't regret 1 second that I came up and spoke to you, even though Jeff was sending me to the wolves, basically, because we didn't know what to expect speaking to you, Sid. But
you know what Tim Tebow once said? He goes, "Pain is temporary, regret is forever."
Yeah, and I'm not gonna regret shit no more.
Exactly, man.
we don't regret this, guys. We like to wish you luck, but luck is for losers, I feel. You know, wish you nothing but success in 2018. We know it's got bright futures for you, and we can't wait to see it and to be a part of it to an extent, though. We appreciate it. You got it too sweet it. You got it too sweet it.
Too sweet, man.
Part of their Jersey Wrecking Crew right now.
High Spot Podcast, YouTube.
Guys, have a great day.